behind their backs, and so on. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد, today inshallah Azza wa Jal we will have an open discussion and a Q&A regarding entertainment. We are in the summer holiday and we have a lot of free time. So how do we best invest this time in summer? And I believe, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best, that issues such as video games, such as other types of games, and animation, anime, and cartoons, and manga, and other forms, and sports, and other forms of activity, they are extremely important. As today, it has invaded every house. I remember I have spoken to one of our mashayikh, and he told me عمت البلوى بها عمت البلوى بها, يعني it has become such a fitna that it has become a general problem, يعني that is يعني concerning almost every home. And this is how important the subject is. And in my opinion, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best, we're not even close to addressing or giving even a little attention for such a huge problem that is facing many of the Muslims and non-Muslims nowadays. If you would like to say something, if you would like to ask some questions in regard to this, as we said, this is an open discussion, so you can start and go ahead. Barakallahu feekum. One of the brothers says, what is the ruling on shooting games where one can so-called revive others, see others highlighted through walls, and so-called respawn after dying? I do not think that any of this means resurrection. I don't think that any of this means to resurrect. What is meant is that you revive him, as you say in English, resuscitate or revive, stuff like this, respawn what? Respawn the word spawn is something comes out of something else, right? So when you come out of something, so this is, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best, but I do not see this to be meaning giving life to those who died, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. Also, some of these questions I will take to some of the mashayikh. As I have taken questions to the mashayikh before. Is it permissible to watch NBA? Whatever it is permissible to watch as long as there isn't something that is haram in it. For example, music. For example, awra is showing, uncovered women are showing. So if somebody might ask, continue the question of the brother, saying, طيب, there is, for example, some music in the background or so, but I don't pay attention to it, I don't listen to it. We say, alhamdulillah, nowadays you have a remote, you can do it, you can lower the volume, and the music is almost not there. And the ulama have spoken about istima' and sama'. Istima' is when you actually intend, you want to listen to the music. But when it comes to sama' nowadays, sama' it's, I go to the doctor, for example, and they play the music. I'm not there to listen to it. I'm not paying attention to it. I go to the airport, and there is some music that is, this is not istima', this is sama'. This is something that I did not intend, I'm not paying attention to, I don't focus on, I'm not lending my ears to. Sometimes some people, they do what? They listen to the music and they start singing with it. La, this is haram. He says, but I didn't intend. La, you intended. You don't sing, you don't listen to it, you don't pay attention to it. This is sama'. And inshallah, Azza wa Jal, as I said, if there is some music, for example, in it, you can lower it at the time where there is music. And then when there is no music, you can watch. But what about if the awra is showing? If the awra is showing, the people of ilm, they said, do not watch. Do not watch. طيب. My dad is emotionally abusive. La, this is not Q&A. This is, as we said, open discussion about entertainment. We're not going to take anything other than that. We will not answer anything other than that. Ruling on watching clips of boxing and UFC. The same thing. They're showing their awra. I don't know if there is boxing matches or UFC matches where awra is not shown and there is no women. And I believe there is no music, right? But if there is no women and there is because nowadays, subhanallah, whatever happens, whenever they want to advertise something, they do what? They bring a woman in a bikini. Here you go. So that's what happens, so that people watch. This is haram. This is forbidden. So, in terms of watching a game or a match, if the awra is not showing, you can watch, and this is on the saying that the rukba, as the people of ilm have said, the rukba is from the awra. Regarding the questions, we shouldn't say the names of the games and movies. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. Yani, if you say it, is that problematic for me? Yani, can they close the video or do something? If that's the case, then don't say it. If not, then you can say it. I don't know. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. Let's look at Zoom. I think we have questions on Zoom. And then we will continue, inshallah, on YouTube. طيب. Everyone who says Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, alaykum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Could you provide details about magic in games? You mentioned that it is not real magic and more like a weapon. But does this mean that the hukum is permissible? Yes, permissible. Or just not as grave as magic. La, it means it's permissible. So many games nowadays, so many games, especially RPGs, the role-playing games, and the different genres regarding this. They do what? You choose. You choose. There is warrior, there is hunter, there is magician, right? There is priest, and sometimes there is a warrior with a cross on him and so on. So what do we do now? What do we do? The game doesn't have anything that is haram. Music, I muted the music. I go to options. I advise everyone. You want to play, you go options, and you lower the music until 0. Or you mute it. Mute. Or you mute the television. طيب. Priest, don't play as a priest. Priest, something religious, stay away from it. Like, what about if it has a cross? If there is glorification of the cross, this is haram. There is a game where I think there is maybe jinn, I think, if I'm not, you correct me. I do not know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best, but I think this is the game. And you have to use the cross. There's glorification of the cross. La, this is haram. This is haram. This is forbidden. Like, what about if it was somewhere in the background, somewhere at a place there is a church, at a place there is... Khalas, you can move on through the game without having to deal with it, right? You can just move on without having to deal with it, and this is not haram, inshallah, azza wa jal. I know you can ignore it. Alhamdulillah. طيب. What about magic? Yalla, I have a character called mage, or called sorcerer, or called whatever. Magic. What is the magic in the game? Wallah, he raises his hand and fire comes out. He raises his hand and frost comes out. He does this, he shoots from his hand. He shoots from his hand fire. He shoots from his hand frost. He shoots from his hand electricity. This is not magic. This is not magic. It's like saying Superman. Superman flies. And Batman, he has, or Spider-Man, he shoots web and as if he's flying, and he does, he's incredibly strong. Or you have the Incredible Hulk, right? Or the other one, X-Man, the Wolverine, the one that has blades. Yes? But this is not sorcery. This is not magic. They call them mutations. They call them whatever it is. This is not magic. Magic is when you play a game and in the game they tell you what? Sacrifice to the devil. Sacrifice to the grave. There are games like this, ya ikhwan. Pray to the statue. Huh? Worship the devil. When there is sorcery, when something that is like sorcery, like soothsaying, for example, you're playing a game and there's a soothsayer and she tells the future, haram, throw this game in the garbage. Khalas, it is no longer from Allahu, which is mubah. Allahu, ya ikhwa, when we talk about having fun, playing games, the asl, the continuous rule in Islam is that it is allowed. It is allowed, unless we have evidence that it is haram. Understood? طيب. But if there is magic that is similar to sorcery in real life, this is what is haram. Therefore, ya ikhwa, sometimes some of the brothers, they go to the mashayikh and they ask a question. They say, what is the ruling on magic in games? You think the mashayikh know what games are? Yeah, I remember when I went to Sheikh Muhammad Hisham and I asked him about games, his answer was general. He said if the games, they develop a strategy, mental faculties, logical thinking, it has, and there are many games like this, by the way, ya ikhwa, especially in board games, in board games and card games and stuff like this. There's a lot of thinking, There's also a game called Dama, if you don't know about, there's a game called Dama, which is a replacement for chess. You can play it and there's a lot of thinking into it. So he said that which increases cleverness and this is allowed, as long as it doesn't have something which is haram. So when you go and tell him there is sorcery in it, the sheikh thinks sorcery, magic, meaning what? Getting closer to the shaitan. Getting closer to the shaitan and knowing the unknown and the ghaib and ya akhi, or having to do defiling Islam and the Quran, and this is what the mashayikh they think of. But if you go and tell the sheikh, it's just the name, and it might have another name, and he just shoots out, and he does this with his hand and fire comes out, or he shoots laser from his eyes, something like this. Now it changes. I remember I asked Sheikh Ahmed Mansour Sabarak about this. He said, "La, this now it changes." Because when I asked him, I said about magic, he said, "It's haram, it's forbidden." I said, "But what they mean, Sheikh, is that he shoots fire," and he said, "La." I said, "It's like a weapon. He shoots fire and so on." He said, "La, this is not what is meant by sorcery, and this is allowed, inshallah azza wa jal, as long as it does not include something that is haram." Is it permissible to play games that have a focus on loot boxes? If you only spend fake in-game currency, note that many other people use real money for these games. Wallahi, this is such an important question. We have games nowadays. In Kuwait, they say pakijat. My students they mean package in English, package. The plural is packages. They made the plural Arabic. Instead of packages, they say pakijat. They gave it an Arabic plural. Sayyara, sayyarat. Cars. طيب. So they ask, they say, we play a game and there are loot boxes. There are pakijat. There are gacha. You know what gacha is? Gacha as well. And it means what? You pay real money. You pay real money. And then they tell you get one of 100 characters. You get one of 100 weapons. You get one or two, one of two skins. Even if it was just two, one of two. One of 10, whatever it is. You paid real money and you're gonna get one of these. This is gambling as well as gharar. Gharar in Islam is haram. Gharar in Islam, even if it was not gambling. Let's say it's not gambling, even though it is. But let's say it's not gambling. Gharar. You don't know, you're buying something and you don't know what you're getting. It's like I have 5 cars, one for $10,000, one for $20,000, all the way till $100,000. And I say, look, give me $50,000 and you get one of the 5. But which one are you getting? You don't know. This is gharar. You don't know what you're getting. One of the 2, one of the 3, one of the 10. This is haram. the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam was asked about gharar, and he said it is forbidden as is narrated in Sahih Muslim. As is narrated in Sahih Muslim. So you cannot play any of these games. طيب. So don't pay money. طيب, what is gambling? You know, gambling, what we know is casinos, right? Casino, what do? They have a machine. The machine spins and you throw a ball. Whatever number it hits, if it is the correct number, you get money. طيب, you're paying money, and one of the characters is gonna. Isn't it the same thing? It's the same thing. The what do you call them? The machines. The slot machines. What do? You put money and you do this, and one of the things that you want come out, whether it is an iPhone, a phone, whether it is a money, whether it is. So the same thing, you're trying to buy something in the game. It's like the slot machine. It's like the wheel that spins. You put money and you don't know which character you're getting. This is haram. Gambling. You either win or lose. If the character that you want did not come to you, you're gonna pay more money. If the character that you want came to you in the first try, they lost because they want more, for example. طيب, what about the ruling of the game where you can buy with money the character you want, the weapon you want, the thing that you want? This is allowed. This is halal. No problem. This is allowed. طيب, we go back to the question. The Shaykh, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward him, he asked, who is the brother that asked, he said, what about if I don't spend real money? It is allowed. It is allowed. I've asked the mashayikh regarding this. I went to the mashayikh and I asked. And there are, by the way, questions for Sheikh Muhammad Hisham like 8 years ago, 7 years ago, something, with my voice, asking him about these things in the majalis al-fiqhiyya. If you have come across them, you'll find me asking him about video games. Actually, sometimes he would tell me. He was asked about a game called Clash of Clans. And the Sheikh asked me, he said, this is how it is pronounced. I was there when he was asked about it. But the Sheikh answered not about the game itself. He answered in regards to the system. Like, so, is it allowed? Yes, it is allowed. I asked. But some of the mashayikh, they added. They said, it has gambling, it has this and that. Yeah, better to choose something else. Even in the heart, if you deny it, you say it has this, it has that. Let's see something else. This is better. But some of the mashayikh, they said it's allowed. As long as you don't pay real money, it is allowed. طيب. Ya Shaykh ibn Muhammad, the one who asked me, what if somebody paid, don't get shocked, huh? If someone paid $3,000 on a game, don't get shocked. So many people do this. They don't care. $3,000 on a game. This is excessiveness. إن المبذرين كانوا إخوان الشياطين. Those who spend excessively, they are the brothers of the shayateen. Allah said in Surah Al-Isra. So, tabdhir in Islam is haram. You buy a game for whatever it is, the price of the game, fine. I know that games don't go above يعني, what I know is that يعني, in my country, what I know is that يعني, they go for like $60 or something like that, right? Yeah, they don't go for more than that, but to hundreds and thousands, yeah. Then we are going into excessiveness, and we need to reconsider barakallah. But yes, you can ask questions here. Hitting the face, نعم. أيوة أحسنت يا دكتور أكبر. أحسنت. نعم, hitting the face. What if I play something and there is hitting the face with it? Like, for example, some sports where you hit the face, la. And this is also forbidden. Hitting the face is forbidden. But which brings us to another very important question, Dr. Akbar. What if I train, but I don't hit the face? What if I train, I stand and they teach me how to punch and how to kick and how to do the grappling and how to do all of these things, but without harm. Without harm. Meaning he's not going to hit me on my face. He's going to, for example, train me how to keep on avoiding. He says, you go left and right and left and right and or he misses the face, so that just you get a feel of it, or that you train. You do shadow boxing, for example. You do shadow boxing, and you in front of the mirror, and you start like playing boxing, or you get a boxing bag. They show you how to hit, how to defend yourself. All of this without harming yourself and without hitting the face. This is allowed. This is allowed. But if you're gonna get into harming one another and hitting the face and other than that, this is not allowed. Unless you are part of the military, for example, you are part. This is another ruling. You are. This is your job. You protect the country. You protect the land. You need to know. This is something else. But we're talking about now a hobby, doing some sports. You do that which is beneficial. Ya ikhwa, ya ikhwa. We have a doctor with us here, a medical doctor with us, and he can affirm. If we have other doctors, they can type in the chat. Ya ikhwa, there are diseases that can happen to you because you were hit in a certain way. Diseases that can happen and ruin your life. You can get paralyzed. You can get a problem with your back, with your spine, with your neck, you can get so, for what, ya ikhwa? So many things can happen to you. You can lose your mind, having a concussion. You can go unconscious in a coma. For what, ya akhi? Do that which benefits you. Subhanallah, sometimes I look at some of the brothers and they don't choose sports that go with their health. Ya akhi, choose a sport that goes along with your health. That is good for your health. Don't think about, I want to look like this and I want to hit and be hit. La. Search for that which is good for your health and you will look nice. Trust me. Inshallah Azza wa Jal. It will be both ways. And look at your diet and look at these things. Pay attention to your health. Barakallahu fikum. Men and women. There is a video game which prohibits installing real life car modes. These mods are additional to the game, which is allowed by the developer, but real life car mods aren't allowed. I don't know if this rule is included in the terms, as I didn't read the terms. When I installed it earlier and just clicked agree to all, the developers don't enforce this rule strictly, so it is haram to install these mods. Yeah, don't install. They don't say strictly or not strictly. They tell you don't use them, then don't use them. I made something, I created something, and I'm telling you, I don't allow you to add to it, then you stick to what they said. This is an important question as well. Now, research says that chess sharpens the brain, cognitive skills. Is it permissible to play chess online with computer or with friends without indulging in exaggeration? When we talk about chess, get to know that there are things that are narrated by the Sahaba. And Imam Ahmad rahimahullah ta'ala said the most authentic is what is narrated by Ali ibn Abi Talib radiyallahu anhu ardah. So we have something going all the way back to the Sahaba. But this is not an easy matter. And oh yeah, co-host, wait, let me give just to Dr. Akbar and Ali because or raise your hand so I can give you. So when it comes to chess, we have this. We have narrations from the Sahaba. And not just that, ya ikhwa. Not just that. The majority of the ulama have prohibited chess. The majority of the ulama. Who said this? Al-Imam al-Dhahabi rahimahullah ta'ala. Al-Imam al-Dhahabi rahimahullah ta'ala is the one that said this, not me. And look at the ulama that have prohibited, like Ibn Qudama, and look at what Shaykh Islam ibn Taymiyyah said, and other. Actually, some of the Salaf al-Salih, and when they saw people always playing games like these, what are called nowadays board games, they said if we are able to buy it, and they look at them, they would go, they have, because a student of knowledge has so much value for time. A student of knowledge has so much value for time. Inshallah Azza wa Jal that we are amongst them. Sometimes my wife tells me, don't beat yourself up. An hour went by, you wasted an hour or something. Don't beat yourself. You need to relax. You need to, and even some doctors tell me this, but I cannot. Because if we actually think about it, ya ikhwa, the most valuable thing is not money. What is truly valuable is time. Time is what's truly valuable. Even in gaining money, you spend what? You spend time to gain money. Subhanallah. Back in the day, this one of our mashayikh was telling us this story. Yani he sees them playing these games, some of the salaf, and they would go and take, and they would have no time whatsoever. And then afterwards, when they come back at the later in the evening or something, they see them still sitting and playing the game, the same game. So they say, if we were able to buy time with money, we would have bought time from these people. Subhanallah. Subhanallah. So, in regards to chess, I was asked about this recently, and people exploded when I said it is haram. And this is what I say, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. The least thing we can say about it is stay away from it. It's better. Because we have narrations going all the way to the Sahaba. Now, okay, some of the ulama authenticated it, some did not, but it exists. To be on the safe side, barakallahu feekum, for what? There are so many other games. Uncountable games. And it doesn't have to be only this one game. There are so many other games that you can play that are better and more fun than. Some of the ulama, ya ikhwa, just to go briefly, and I haven't studied this thoroughly, the sayings of the people of ilm, but some of the ulama, they said it is because of the statues that they have. Because you have what in chess? Help me out, huh? You have a king, you have a queen, you have a horse, and I don't know what. You have many things, and so you have idols, right? You have you have statues, right? So some of the people of ilm said this. So if you cut the heads of these, then it is permissible. This is a saying for the people of ilm, the people who allowed it. Or that if it is not, if you play like dama, I don't know, you know what dama is? It's like what if you instead of the statues of the chess, you bring like cubes, let's say, huh? Or you bring like things like the dama things. What do you call them? Things that look like you know, the Arabic cups of coffee. They are like this, and they are small, something like that. Anyway, that you don't play with these. And some said because it has a cross, and it does. I think some of them, they have crosses on them, so you need to play with other than what you play with. And some said it is haram, all of it, together. And as I said, the majority of the ulama say it is haram. People exploded. And here I would like to take a pause and give you a benefit. Some of the brothers, close the comment section. There are, for what? Any video you're gonna have that's going to be, there's gonna be thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of views. There's gonna be a lot of comments. There's going to be a lot of comments, or a lot of sometimes they reshare it and write something. Don't care about these things. Don't pay attention to them. Don't even look. But look now, there are some people that are saying, if Islam is like this, we don't want to be. You really think from all your mind, and all your logic, that the person, he wanted to enter Islam, and just because chess is haram and he heard it is haram, he said, la khalas, I'm not going to. طيب, tell him chess is halal, on the saying of the people of ilm, that it is halal. Will he take the shahadatain? La wallah. These people, they just want to combat Islam. They want to say something bad about Islam. If you tell them you have to pray, recently I had somebody telling me, he's not a Muslim, he's a Christian. He said, I don't need to pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala five times a day. This does not fit my life, doesn't go with my schedule. These people, they don't want to enter Islam because they don't want to enter Islam. Don't pray for such a thing. Don't be fooled by such things. And there are people that hate you, and there are people that hate me. So they are waiting for what? By hate you, I mean they hate me. They're waiting for anything to say something. And there are people that don't like Islam. There are people that don't like Salafiyya. There are people that don't like. So don't care about these things. I don't pay attention. I don't read them. There is goodness that comes out of it, and there is bad things that come out of it. There are people that enter Islam because of it, and there are people that learn because of it. And halas, just be sensible and reasonable about it. If you're going to comment, then comment on something that is actually of benefit. Other than that, ignore it altogether, like what I did. طيب. And I'm giving you the details now. So I remember they were attacking me heavily, and they sent me in Arabic. It caught my attention in Arabic. I read it. So the majority of the ulama, they say it is allowed. خلاص, Al-Imam al-Dhahabi is wrong, and you anonymous guy, you are right. Imam al-Dhahabi rahimahullah ta'ala, Ibn Qudama, and so many of the people read what Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah ta'ala said in regards to chess. Read what Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah ta'ala said. Subhanallah, some people they think, and this is what is astonishing to me, they think that when we answer questions, I'm sitting and I'm thinking, what do I say about chess? I don't like chess. Haram, chess is haram. We see what the ulama said. We look at the fatwa of the people of ilm. What did Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah say? What is the jumhur of the people of ilm are upon? The majority of the people of ilm are upon. What the four madahib? What is the fatwa of Ibn Uthaymeen? What is the fatwa of Ibn Baz? Go and take a look. See, what did al-Dhahabi say? What did Ibn Qudama say? What did Ibn Kathir say? Look at the ulama of Islam. These are the titans. Titans of the ulama. We're not just talking about any. These are mountains of ilm. So look at what they said. And I reported to you what the Zahabi said, rahimahullah ta'ala. The majority of people of ilm forbid it. And subhanAllah, there's no game in the world but this game. I'm pretty sure if I tell you right now, give suggestions, you might say like 1,000 games. Right? SubhanAllah, so why only this one? Let's continue. Aywa, mashallah, tabarakallah. Your questions on Zoom are straight to the point. But I'm gonna stop here. Let me see on YouTube. Regarding the questions, a video game rewards players with keys and chests after matches for free. One key and the chests are consumed to open a chest in which a random item of random value is found. Not involving money. This is allowed, inshallah. As I said, I answered this. This is allowed. Better to find something else to play, but this is allowed, as I have specifically asked some of the mashayikh in Kuwait about this, and this was the answer. What is the ruling on watching movies in general? Forbidden. Is it haram to play strategy games where you play as non-Muslim historical leaders who have passed away? Well, this might fall into depictions of living beings. لا أدري. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. I have to ask the mashayikh. Sheikh Ali, this one and the very first question. If you can write them down, these two questions, so I can ask the mashayikh in regards to this. Is it permissible to play anime games? Games in general. Games in general. This goes back to whether what you have in games, they are tasweer or not. And I've asked about this. I remember I asked a PhD professor in the Sharia University in Kuwait, and he said, I do not know, Allah knows best. He said, we cannot easily just go and say that is this tasweer or not. We have to actually, this is what he told me. He said, we have to do like a full thesis on it. Like if we can have students that actually do masters and PhD, and we see what are these engines that they make the games on. What are these machines that they put on people when they make these, and how do they draw, how do they animate, and so on and so forth. But the correct saying, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best in regards to cartoon and including games and so on, is that this is not from tasweer. This is not from tasweer. And Al-Imam bin Uthaymeen rahimahullah ta'ala, he had two fatwa regarding this, and in the end he said, Allahu a'lam, is that it is not from tasweer, and to watch cartoons. Yani my kid, my child, opens and watches a cartoon, for example. The cartoon has a little girl and some animals or some sheep. This is allowed on the correct saying of the people of it. And I remember there is one, this was very back in the day, and I asked, because I was just, I was starting to seek ilm and so on, and I had my nephews and nieces, and they are children. They wanted to see a cartoon movie. I don't know if you know this or not. It's animation. It's anime. The cartoon is called. It's very famous, Sheikh Ja'far. Sheikh Ja'far laughs when I say the name. It's very famous. It's called Detective Conan. And I asked. I said, Sheikh, they're really, really nagging me. Uncle, watch with us, Uncle. It's about detective and يعني smart things and how cleverly he solves the problems and so on. I remember I asked the Sheikh, I said, Sheikh, is this allowed? And he said, Inshallah, ما في إلا العافية. He said, يعني, Inshallah, it is allowed. Go, there's Inshallah nothing wrong with it and so on. But of course, I add to what the Sheikh said, that if there's music, you mute it. If there's music, you turn the volume down. And I asked also, I told you Sheikh Ahmed Sabalik, who's the president of the Jamia al-Islamiyya al-Alamiyya, who visited us twice in Kuwait, and I asked specifically about this. And the Sheikh has a different view in regards to this. The Sheikh says, I asked him, I said, Sheikh, you know about anime, you know about... he said, yes. And he told me about Conan, the same one, because it's very, very famous for us here in the Arab and the Middle East and so on. He said that he was given the anime, he watched the full first episode, he himself, the Sheikh, he said he watched the full first episode, and he says, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best, he says that the Japanese, when they made these anime, they made it specifically for the children to have a set of knowledge and expertise that when they reach a certain age, they would have known these things. They are developing the minds in a certain way. He told me about a study that they have made in regards to this. I don't remember the details, but this is the information, that it was dedicated at a certain point to make the kids thinking, increase their thinking and their cognitive faculties and so on, at a certain, and to know certain information while they're growing up. So the Sheikh said, and this is allowed. I said, طيب Sheikh, there are women, he said his khatiba, he said na'am, his fiance, because the story is that he has a fiance. He said the fiance. I said na'am Sheikh, she wears shorts and wears. The Sheikh said the one who gets moved sexually by it, he is sick and needs to see a doctor. When we look at drawings, are they awra or not? They are not awra. But that, and the ulama, they said what I am adding now. When the ulama, they said when you look, whatever thing moves you sexually, then you have to stop. Because the Shaykh, with his good nature, and with his, you have these mashayikh that are filling their time with the ulama and the sayings of the people of ilm and the companions and the tabi'in and tib'ut tabi'in. Of course he tells you, the one who gets moved by this, he needs to go to the hospital. The Shaykh is exaggerating to tell us that nobody gets aroused by this. But some people do, and Allah al-Musta'an, at this day and age. If that's the case, and there are sayings for the people of ilm in regards to this, if this is the case, then you do not watch. Because this leads to that which is haram. This leads to that which is haram. And then I asked him about games. I said, there are families, my family, we gather, and we play some games, for example. And the Sheikh said, yes, I know them. Like Super Mario. You know Super Mario? Very famous. I don't think any one of you doesn't know Super Mario. It is always on Nintendo. He said, so I showed him, I said, this is, I googled it, I said, this character. He said, yes, this is Super Mario. I said, طيب. He said, it's allowed. So there are sayings for the people of ilm in regards to this, that this is allowed. And what is correct, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best, you are not the one who is making these. If there are tasweer, you're not the one who is making the tasweer. And looking at the tasweer is not haram. And what you're doing, you are looking at the tasweer. What if I'm making a... Ya akhi, don't make a character. Click any character and that's it. That is already made. You don't need... Because some people ask me, they say, we make the character itself. Don't make it, ya akhi. Stay away from the shubha. Aywa. And this brings us to a general rule when it comes to games and whatever it is. Games that have gods. Haram. So many people argue with me, especially at school, with some of my students. But I'm not gods, ya akhi, gods. But I'm going and killing them, he says. I'm slaying them in the game. Like, gods. I went back and forth. I asked so many of the mashayikh in regards to games having gods. Not a single one of them told me that they are allowed. All of them say it's haram. Even if it's just the name, just the name. طيب, then what do? I throw it in the garbage? لا. Then what do? And this is where sometimes, ya ikhwa, when the question is given to the sheikh, when it is not thorough, the answer, you get misinformation. The answer is correct, but you get misinformed by ignorant people. Just like the people that we have nowadays when it comes to tabdi' and to warning and so on, the most extreme of the most ignorant are the ones who are indulging in these types of fitan. In terms of tabdi', I'm talking now about tabdi', not games. We tell them, go back to the people of ilm, go to the ulama, ask the ulama. La, he wants to talk about it. And he doesn't know how to make wudu. He doesn't know the arkan of the salah. He doesn't know the difference between rukn and Allah al-Musta'an. The most ignorant of the most. So they go and take whatever answer they want and they start doing what? They start applying rulings and and they forbid things out of their head. The same thing when it comes to games, for example. He says, there are gods in the game. What do I do with it? Can I sell it? The Sheikh says, no. I destroy it, I throw it. He says, Sheikh, yes. طيب. Go in depth more. Can I play it if I skip the gods that are there? And yes, you can. You bought a game, you're watching something, all of a sudden they said gods and so on. You skipped it. And nowhere else it would say that thing. Nowhere else would it have that thing. Halas, you skipped it. But if the story, they will say gods and I don't know, and you skip, you don't see the story. Huh? You turn them off. You skip them. All of them. No story, no whatever it is. A story comes, you skip it. And in the game itself, you go on, whatever it is, you are shooting, you are running, you are, there is nothing of that. You skipped it, that's it. Or if you have an option that insta skips or something like this. Where's the haram? I remember I asked one of the mashayikh. I said, because this question was directed to me. So I told the sheikh, I said, Sheikh, but it has gods. There are gods there in the story. So he replied to me like this. He said, Abdul Aziz, he skipped it. He stayed away from it. Where is the haram? Did he go for the haram? No. Yani there is a boss in the game that is god of I don't know what. You don't have to go to him. You don't even have to see him. Where's the haram? Where's the haram? Khalas, you skipped it. So pay attention to that. Pay attention to that. Some of the people, some of the brothers, they talk about the lore. You know what the lore is? Yani, Allah subhanallah. This is from the faragha, from the free time that people have. Yeah, go read Siyar A'lam al-Nubala if you want to know about people and to know about. Anyway, so you have a game, they want to dig deep into the story that is not in the game, for example. The characters or fiction, they are fan-made, let's say, or whatever it is. And the story regarding this game, they get into websites and they find haram things. طيب, now the game is haram for you, it's forbidden for you. But it was allowed. نعم, you made it harder for yourself. فشدد الله عليك. أنت شددت فشدد الله عليك. You are the one who went and dug deep into the history of I don't know what and the lore and the backstory of. Now you know that this is it has these haram things, so it is haram for you now. You cannot play it. But there is a brother, he says, la, I don't look into this. Actually, the game itself, I don't pay attention. I just skip everything. I just want to play. I have my brother. We have fun. We get on, we kill some zombies, for an hour, half an hour. I don't know what. We have some fun, and we relax, and then we. This is allowed. Alhamdulillah. This is allowed. There are female characters. Pick male characters. But they're showing their hair. This is not awra. But there are some of the people of Ilm that said la, close all of this altogether. To the point. Some of our mashayikh, I'm telling you now both of the points so that you understand. It's not like I'm going to give you one thing and then I'm going to tell you there isn't another view. Now we're going deep, in depth. Some of our mashayikh, they say, you see a glass? A glass, if you have a glass. If you draw two eyes on it, this is haram. Khalas. Now you are making tasweer and so on. This is what they say. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. But inshallah, as I told you, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best, the overweighing saying is what I have reported from the people of ilm, that it is not from taswir. طيب.
Sheikh, أحسن الله إليكم. May I ask a question?
نعم.
أحسن الله إليكم. A brother's asking, he's saying that there's a game where you play with, you play like a strategy game, you play as dead Muslim rulers, يعني like Abu Bakr, Umar, رضي الله عنهم, Abdullah.
No. Respect the Sahaba. Respect the companions. What is that? La. And how do you know these things are correct? And what if they kill you or kill? What is this? La. Stay away from this. No. Are there any other questions, Sheikh Ali? If you have read them and you can ask, it's also good while I drink some water.
نعم, I can read them, inshallah. طيب. Let me have a look.
I think we need more than one session. I thought we were going to finish in like half an hour, so we're going to need a lot, huh?
This is a good one. أحسن الله إليكم. What is the method of advising someone who is severely addicted to video games, especially when they show aggression in response?
ما يجوز. This is haram. This is forbidden. Take it as a rule, general rule when it comes to games. Anything that causes hatred between the brothers and the Muslims and so on is not allowed in Islam. This is not allowed in Islam. This is an overall rule. Meaning what? Meaning you're playing card games. Naam, we didn't talk about card games, did we? Card games. Card games are allowed. Okay? But they have pictures. I have the solution for you. Get a marker. I have a marker, the unerasable. You cannot erase this marker, okay? You take the card, you erase the face. You do what? You put 1, 2, 3 lines on the face, whatever it is. Now the face is black. You can play. There's no surah anymore. You can play. Play. And there are cards that are just numbers. So the jack is J. The queen is Q. That's it. And you have the joker and the other one. I don't know what you call it in English. In Kuwait, we say Jaker and makeup. Huh? The one with colors, we say Jacob. The one without colors is makeup. So you have numbers only. Like Uno, for example. Na'am, like Uno. You have numbers. You can play. This is halal. طيب. So you do what? You take you write on the face. And you cross off the face. خلاص. You can play now. Play. I started playing with my brother. My brother got angry. I fought with him. It's haram now. But the game is permissible. Naam, but it led to something which is haram. It becomes forbidden. Can we play blackjack? No, this is a'udhu billah. No, this is haram. Haram. Blackjack, Texas Hold'em, what is? There are others as well. Huh? I don't know what they are called. Poker. أحسنت. نعم. نعم. These things. لا, not allowed. Because this is for gambling. This is in the beginning for gambling. فلا, play something other than this. طيب. Anything that causes you to abandon salah. You're not praying now. Why? Because there's a heat and we're having fun and we're playing and we did not pray. The time for the salah is out. Now it's time for Isha. It's time for Maghrib. Haram. This is forbidden. If you are reciting the Quran, and reciting, and you did not pray the Maghrib, and the time for Maghrib has passed, and now it's time for Isha, reciting the Quran is haram. Understand this, barakallahu feekum. We must understand these things. Now, I answered this. Ya Sheikh Ali, if you can pick Sheikh Ali, Sheikh Akbar, Shahrayar, Mashayikh, if you read some important questions, tell me, huh? I read an important question. The brother says characters, superheroes that possess unnatural powers. I answered this. I said it's considered, if it is considered magic and so on. We said this is not magic. Magic is sorcery, akhi. It's drawing closer to the devil, sacrificing to the devil, huh? Praying to the devil, kneeling to the devil, or whatever it is. You kneel to other than Allah Azza wa Jalla. This is sorcery. Sorcery is this. Doing rituals of, so not shooting, I don't know, laser out of your eyes or your head. La. This is not haram. No. And this is not my fatwa. I don't give fatwa. I told you, I asked the Sheikh Ahmed Mansour Sabala, the president of the Jamia al-Islamiyya al-Alamiyya, and he is Usuli, and he is the student of Sheikh Abdul Razak Afifi, and the student of Imam Ibn Baz and Imam al-Albani, rahimahumullahu jami'a. Na'am.
Assalamu alaikum. A brother's asking, he's saying, what's the ruling on having females as a male, having females as teammates in the games?
This back and forth and talking to women, this is not allowed. Protect. Na'am. This is crucial. Allahumma barak. The brothers are bringing the most crucial of questions. Protect your kids. Protect your kids. He's playing some of these games. Always turn off the voice chat. Not allowed for the kids at all. Even if they hit puberty, even if they are still young, somebody tells them, go and get the credit card of your father. Go and take a video of your mother. Go and take pictures of your father and your mother. Go. If you don't do this, they steal you. They sometimes some kids, they killed themselves or they died because of a prank or something like that somebody told them on voice chat. Stay away from this. Like, what about playing non-segregation? I get in, there's a girl, even if you are 20 and 30. I know people, they play with their grandchildren. And this is, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. Maybe some of the mashayikh and the ulama, they don't know about this. They always think that games are for kids. Games are not for kids. Now they pay millions and millions about games. And they have championships for games. And it is an actual job. They stream on Twitch, they stream on TikTok, they all different types of social media. They are paid by companies. They are sponsored. They even have fans, and there are championships with millions. If you win, your team wins, you get $1 million. Yani, you see how now people root for example, a team, a basketball team or a baseball team or a football team, whatever it is. People now, they root for a player that plays fighting game, or a player that is playing, or a team that is playing a shooting game, and so on, or a MOBA, or those that are playing MOBAs or MMOs or La ilaha illallah shooters, or the games that they have competitions and championships. So keep this in mind, barakallahu feekum. That the mashayikh, they don't know about these things. So I know people, he plays with his children as well as his grandchildren. You understand, barakallahu feekum? What was the question again? I forgot.
It was regarding playing with females.
No. So now there are older people that are playing. يا إخوة, المرأة عورة. The mar'a is عورة. Mean all of her. Who said this? Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Is the hadith authentic? Yes, it is. It is narrated in at-Tirmidhi and other than at-Tirmidhi, and they are authentic. طيب. Is the voice of a woman عورة? No, it's not. طيب. Then I can play with her. Ya akhi, anything that leads to that which is haram is forbidden. Billah alaykum. A man is talking to a woman every day. Apologies for what I'm going to say. How many men are with us here now? I want all the men on the YouTube channel in the chat right now, and also on Zoom. Even if you are playing a game, or you are spoken to you spoke to a sister, you didn't see her, you spoke to a sister and she's replying to you. What are you thinking in your head about what is the first thing that is, what are you thinking since there's a female that is replying to you? Don't be shy. You're thinking about what? Intimacy, right? No, leave marriage. I'm saying intimacy. Isn't this what you're thinking about? Huh. La, respond. This is for ilm. This is for education. This is for ilm. Yes, dear Ustad. Yes, and worse things. Somebody said even worse. Yes. So, for the women, understand this. Barakallahu feekum. The moment he says, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, she says, Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. He looks, for example, reads the name, it's the name of a woman. The first thing that comes into his mind is what? Intimacy, meaning sex. That's the first thing that he thinks about. Understand this. This is not how women are, this is how men are. So now you're playing together. What do you think he's thinking about? طيب, he's an honest, honorable man. If he's an honest, honorable man, he's not talking to you. Let's say, طيب, he fell into a mistake. طيب, then he wants to marry you. That's what's going through his head. He wants to see you because he wants to know, you understand what's going on. So the thing that is going on is what? The thing that's going on in his head is what? Is that, can I see this woman? Can I talk to her? Is she suitable for me? Can I marry her? That's even if you wanted something which is halal. Don't talk to me. Let nobody kid you and say, no, this is not the case. There isn't, by the way, brothers and sisters, there isn't one man in the 100 people that are in this, more than 100, it's 120 people that are watching right now, not one of them said no. Look at this. Not one of them said no. If 20, 30 people, whatever, the brothers that have answered, there isn't one person who said no. So, ya ikhwa, even for da'wah, whether it is games, whether it is da'wah, whether it is whatever it is, don't tell me I'm going to message and she's going to message me back and I will talk to her and she will talk to me back and it is just about, it is strict, it's not about anything else. Ya akhi, you want her? Go marry her. What do? Send your family. You don't have a sister? You don't have a mother? You don't have a female member? She goes and talks to them. Like, how do I know where she is or whatnot? If your sister is with you, she goes and approaches her. If you know where she is, your sister can come with you and approaches her. Wallah, I do not know. Can I say, Assalamu alaikum, can I have your father's number? Yes, you can. You want to marry the sister and you want her father's number? Nah, you can ask. Nothing more than that. Not Assalamu alaikum, how are you? What's your name? MashaAllah, your eyes are beautiful. Hi, you look beautiful. I don't la. This is not allowed. Assalamu alaikum. I want your what's it called? Your wali's number to talk to. That's it. You take the wali's number and you call him and you knock on the door, as we say in Arabic. You want to marry the sister, you go and marry the sister. So when you are playing games or whatever it is in any other place, even in da'wah, I had people that called me more than once and more than one person who they fell into, wallahi I cannot describe this other than craziness. Because of da'wah. It is da'wah group. They want da'wah group. They got women joined and I don't know what, and then craziness happened. Craziness happened, ya ikhwan. And all of this leads to fornication, leads to a'udhu billah. Yeah, and to the point, wallahi, I tell you this just to benefit. Maybe I have never said this before, but from the masayib that people tell us, a brother group for da'wah, but they are laymen, Allah al-Musta'an. So he was telling me his problem, that they had a group and it was for, there are people that were entering Islam and stuff like this. So there was a lady that entered, a sister entered into Islam and he wanted to marry her. So her brother started, her sister started sending pictures to him, meaning indecent pictures, indecent pictures to him in order to do what? To cause problems and so on. And her sister is still not, she's not Muslim. You see what happens because of these communities? Some people they attack us, or they sometimes they joke, they say, oh yeah, because when we say that, no, this leads to that which is haram. Ya akhi, wallahi, if you have seen what we have seen, if you heard the stories that we have heard, you'll change your mind. I have men that called me in tears, crying about something that happened because of something like this. Man crying, yes, a man crying. Women saying a sister so and so happened to her. She was tricked. She was I don't know what. Even to the point, brothers and sisters, that they get married and he divorces her afterward, one day afterwards. Therefore, we always say, don't leave room for such things. Don't leave room for such things. You want to get married? Ya akhi, go to the masjid. Go to the Islamic center. طيب, I didn't find anybody. The next city. I go to the next, or I in my country, I'm living in the West, for example. I am not, but I'm saying somebody's living in the West, for example, and he knows that this city has a lot of Muslims. So he goes to one of the masajid there and he says, I am a Muslim, I'm looking for a wife. It needs work. It's not so simple. And for the sisters as well, yani it is easy for you to go and speak to men and I don't know what, instead of sending somebody and saying, well, I marry the sister. You can make, yani you can ask for the man to marry you. This is allowed. This is allowed. Yeah, for example, the father or the brother also approaches a man who's upon the akhlaq and the sunnah and so on, and he says, would you like to marry my sister? My sister is, alhamdulillah, she's a student of knowledge, she's a so and so, and you are, Allahumma barik, a student of knowledge, you see goodness in you. How about you visit us, you see nadra shar'iyya. So I know a brother who did this. He went to somebody, a good man and so on, and he said, look, I don't remember if it's the second wife or he divorced, something like that, I don't remember. And then he said, and he told him, I think he just divorced. He said, you just divorced and so on. Come, my sister is not married and so on. Come, have a nadra shar'iyya, sit down. And he did and married her, and alhamdulillah, they are still married until today. And they have kids and so on. There are so many solutions. What's going on? It's as if it is only the haram way and there isn't another way. No, there is a haram way and there are so many halal ways. Huh? There's a haram way and there are halal ways. Just like when we're talking about chess, there's طيب, haram, طيب. How many games are there? Thousands of games that you can play. Subhanallah. طيب. Sheikh Ali, I see that the chat is flooding. I cannot keep up. Yalla, Sheikh. No, Dr. Akbar first.
Assalamu alaikum, my dear Ustad. There's a one brother who was asking. Yeah, he says, can a woman go to a masjid that is maybe on innovation to play sports with other Muslimah?
We need elaboration on this one. Can't they play sports somewhere else? Wallahi, this brought something to my wait a second. Can you do sports at home? Haji Dr. Akbar. Can we do sports at home?
Yes, dear Ustad. There are many sports that are indoors.
Do you know what hit step is?
No, I don't.
Yeah, it's a one step that you get. There's a machine that's called. Yeah, it's not a machine. It's just like a stool. It's a step. Like stairs. There is one step, and there are
like a climbing movement.
It's just one step, doctor. It's just one step, and there are so many programs, so many athletes and programs, and that people do, where they step on this one step and then they go down and then they do certain kinds of movements and they are healthy. Do you know about these, doctor?
Something similar. Nah, yes, dear Ustad. Something similar.
Do you think these are healthy?
Yes, my dear Ustad, because generally anything that stimulates any form of exercise is beneficial, inshallah.
Yani doctor, it is full body. I have seen this with my eyes. I've actually seen an athlete that does this. It is called Ya Ikhwa. Maybe you can look at it, but for the brothers, type hit step for brothers. Don't look at the women. Or maybe you can have or maybe the sisters, if you have a sister or so, you can let her, she picks for you some men that do it, so that you don't have to look at the fitan that are there. And for the sisters, they find, of course, women that have programs for this. It is the full body, Dr. Akbar. There is a step, one step in front of you, and you go up the step and you go down and you move your hands and you move your feet and you move and you squat and you get up and you run in place, but you have to put one step on the step itself and you go back and you do all of these things, and they say, for example, it burns 200 calories, 300 calories, whatever it is, and you sweat a lot, doctor. There's a lot of sweating. And when it comes to warming up, it warms you up also very gently and nicely and moves all of your arms up and down and lets you do punches and stuff like that. What do you think about that, doctor?
Alhamdulillah. Yes, yes. I'm now familiar. I it reminded me. I think there's a term for it. I forgot, but like a CrossFit or something. I'm not quite sure, but yes, it's like a short time based. You just do the activity for a short time, but it's like intense exercise. Nah, it's very beneficial exercise, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah. So we have Alhamdulillah. We have Alhamdulillah that we have doctors with us. We have a medical doctor whom we love dearly. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward him. And we love him for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he's very dear, especially to me, wallahi akha, very dear to my heart. And يعني, he is beneficial to Allahumma barik every. He gives the helping hand. And he was just speaking to us that this is beneficial. If in terms for the sister that is asking, in terms for the many brothers are asking, is Valorant haram? Explain to me the details about it. Type the details, akhi, huh? طيب. So we go back about sports, doing sports and so on. It is very healthy. It's better than video games and so on. If you can play sports, yes, do so. But as we said, sometimes, especially with women, I don't know, or maybe men, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best, but they always want to have big areas and big gyms. Wallahi, even if you have a couple of meters in your house, 3 meters that are free, and you have this one step with you that I told you about, you can do a lot of sports on it. That's what I want to say. Don't be lazy. Do sports at home as well. You can do it at home. You can work out at home. But I don't know how to work out. There are fully fledged YouTube videos, I don't know, whatever social media you are on, videos that have full workouts without money, half an hour, 1 hour, that program that you can go on for 6 months, and it is good for the back pain, it is good for your legs, it is good for your body, for losing fat, with eating healthy, of course. I hear from doctors that 70% is about the food and 30% is about the physical activity. If you need special type of equipment or physiotherapy or a special type like swimming and so on, and that type of therapy that the doctor tells you to, then this is something else. You need to have a subscription at a gym or something else. But if you can work out at home, why not? What is the problem? Like, so when it comes to women, I think most of what you want to do is cardio and aerobics and stuff like that. You can do this at home. There are so many things. I myself, the doctors have told me that I need to walk, so I need to walk a lot. And some of the doctors told me that I need to do some jogging, whatever it is, in place or whatever. Inside my home, I can do it. I can work out at home. And very recently, a doctor told me that I must work out. I have to work out. And I'm doing it at home. And I bought this one step that I told you about, and I'm doing it at home. Wallahi, it is so beneficial. And I am enjoying it. Maybe you could enjoy it as well. There's shadow boxing. There's so many things that you can do. نعم. تفضل يا شيخ عبد.
Just to follow up, the brother sent a follow up message regarding that. He said, let me just repeat the question. Can a woman go to a masjid that is maybe on innovation to play sports with other Muslimah? And then he follow up with, it's an event. It's an event with many women.
لا أدري Allah knows best, because I cannot tell you yes you can go, and maybe you can get affected by their aqidah. I cannot say so. Maybe if you have an alternative, ما أدري Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. طيب شهر رياض. نعم.
Assalamu alaikum. The brothers are saying regarding the Valorant game that there's women in it, they're shooting, they defuse bombs, and some people they might use the voice chat
Yes.
first.
All games have women in them. Sheikh, I answered this already. All games have women in them. You're not gonna find a game with a woman that is with a niqab and abaya, and you're not gonna find that. Huh? You're not gonna find that. But this is not real awra. But if it arouses you, na'am, you must stay away. Even if it is all video games, na'am, stay away from all video games. If this is the case. But if it's not, as the Sheikh said, when we asked the Sheikh, he said the sick person, he gets aroused by by La ilaha illallah, by what did he say, the fiance, يعني the enemy in there. Of course, but the Sheikh, I think what he saw is not something that is that's يعني أعوذ بالله made for seduction. Something that is made for seduction, this is something else يعني. But anyway, inshallah, if this is gonna lead you to that, then of course you have to stay away from all of it. But if it's no way, shape, or form, someone who's married and someone who in no way, shape, or form looks at this as silly, it's not gonna arouse him. But we cannot tell him, wallahi, la, you cannot. I am sitting, and for example, my daughter is watching a cartoon, and then a lady appears in the cartoon, and we say this is haram. We cannot say this. We cannot say that this is haram. Keep in mind that when you say something is haram, you say something is forbidden. And it is not, this is also a huge responsibility and a major, major sin. ومن أظلم ممن افترى على الله كذبا. That's why I bring you what the ulama said. I tell you, some ulama said this, some ulama said that. There are some people, they have the mentality that, خلاص, just say it's haram and خلاص. Well, why? You think it's a game? You're going to face Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with saying that it is haram and that's it. And no, you cannot make haram that which is permissible, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made permissible. So there is studying that has to be made here. And I don't think there is enough, not even close, enough attention that has been presented to the ulama so that they look deep into this. Naam. Before we continue, are you enjoying this? Do you want us to continue? Are you benefiting and enjoying it? And do you want us to continue, or do you want us to have another sitting another maybe next week or something like that? We stop here. You're too tired. Because I can see you have so many questions. Allah al-Musta'an. We continue. Yalla, continue. Let's give it a little bit more. We've been here for more than an hour. Yalla, ask. Go ahead. Sheikh Akbar, Shahrayar, Ali, where are the rest? Where are the co-hosts?
Assalamu alaikum. About the shooting games and the killing and representing Western countries who kill other countries and so on.
This is normally this is not. I remember I heard this for something for Sheikh Al-Fawzan in regards to this, and I looked it up and I tried to find it again and I couldn't find it. But I'm so sure that I listened when the Sheikh Fawzan was saying games that especially for boys, right? And Imam bin Uthaymeen also mentioned toys that are for baby girl. You have a baby girl and she gets a baby. I know my daughter kept insisting she wants a baby because she wants to take care of the baby. She wants to feed the baby. She wants to put the baby to sleep. She wants to. Imam bin Uthaymeen said this, the maternity, the motherhood side of the baby is nurtured like this. So we cannot say it is haram. And you know the hadith with our mother Aisha that she had a toy. When it comes to shooting and stuff like that, and this is man, and this is teaching boys as well manly things, and especially also with like sword fighting, something like this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. What I know is that this is permissible. If you know a fatwa for the people of ilm that they say this